Just finished up troubleshooting for a customer. It's sometimes you're chasing ghosts, and thought I'd post a little video about what it was. Customer's son-in-law fell through the ceiling in the kitchen, knocked the light out, so they had replaced it. Had two three-way switches and a light. They were having issues with it. The light wasn't turning all the way off. It was an LED light, and got to troubleshooting and checking voltage on it. I actually thought that they had voltage on the ground, because it was reading nothing from hot to ground, but from ground to neutral was reading 120, and then from hot to neutral was reading 120. So I start troubleshooting, tracing out all the wire, goes turn off the circuit, figure out everything in the kitchen that's on that circuit, go through some outlets, open up a GFCI. And this house was built in the 90s, and the GFCI had a hot and a neutral on one side, and the other side was reversed and had a hot on top and a neutral, or it was reverse of the other side. So your line side and then your load side. And from probably when this house was wired, it was wired backwards on the line side. So they were feeding the two three-way switches and a light off of the line side of the GFCI. Probably whoever wired it up didn't know what they were doing to begin with, and were just doing in and out like a regular receptacle. But so it was actually back feeding, or it was feeding power on the neutral to the switches, and then using the hot as the neutral coming off of that for the rest of the circuit, which ended up being that light. So wired that together, took it off the GFCI, rewired the GFCI correctly, made everything work correctly. But it was kind of a weird issue. It seemed like there was voltage on the ground. It ended up being a GFCI wired on the load side backwards, with putting hot onto the white neutral wire, and using the black as a neutral. So they ended up switching the neutral on two three-ways, causing the light sometimes not to cut all the way off because it still had power. It just didn't have a return path.